You don't solve a problem by running away from it. And that was what I did. I ran away from my problem and I was found out and I was so ashamed. All playback. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And so I'm going to be exploring 3 past experiences that I perceive as failures, mistakes, or just dumb behavior. I think every one of us fears to some extent, failure. We don't want to fail. Obviously, no one wants to fail. Everyone wants to succeed at whatever they are doing, right? No one goes in to do anything to fail. We go in with the thought and the hope that we would succeed at this enterprise at which we are venturing into. But then I still feel the need to go see the video and see if it's working properly, because I don't want to fail. I do not want to fail, right? Why do I have this unhealthy relationship with failure? Why can't I just accept failure for what it is and then move on? Why do I have to always let failure guide me, failure influence me? Why do we have this tendency to let failure influence us? Everything, we usually brood so much on failure, fearing it, that we actually don't do the things that we set out to do. Why do we do that? So I'm going to be sharing experience number 1. I think this happened while I was in junior high school, before the year 2012. I was to charge a certain man's phone battery, and this man is around the age of my father. He and my father are friends. So I was to help charge his battery. And I lost the battery. Okay, I charged it, but then I lost the battery. And when I lost it, I couldn't tell him that I had lost his battery, because it was an uncomfortable situation for me. I didn't know how to get out of it. And I thought the best way to handle it was to just, keep hiding, keep running from him until he got the message that his battery was not going to be returned to him. But then along the line, he had to come to our house. So he came to our house one evening and to ask about his battery. Yeah. So he came to the house and I had already seen him while he was on his way. So I knew what was going to happen. When he came, he would ask where his battery was, and I didn't know if I could give him an answer. I didn't know if I could give him an answer about the whereabouts of his battery, because I didn't lose it on purpose, but I lost it anyway. And so I left the house. I ran away and hid somewhere I knew that they would not find me. I was so anxious the whole time, and that is why I ran in the first place. They waited for a while. Some even came to look for me, but they couldn't find me. Okay, because nobody thought that I would go and hide. Okay, that was what made the hiding successful, because nobody found me. And so when he had left, I waited a while again and then came to the house. Before I could get to the house, my cousin caught me. My cousin, he was also looking for me. So he happened to be the first person to see me. And it wasn't it wasn't just that he found me or he saw me. It was the way in which I was trying to enter into the house, because I didn't want to draw attention. I was crawling. I was on all fours. And he saw me over there. And I don't remember feeling so ashamed, but in that moment, I was so ashamed. I was just feeling a lot of shame. And it has been one memory from my past that I still remember. And whenever I remember it, it comes along with the shame. And and I knew I did some. I knew that what I did, hiding from the man, you know, all of that. I knew it was very dumb, because you don't solve a problem by running away from it. And that was what I did. I ran away from my problem, and I was found out, and I was so ashamed. So yeah, the second experience number two. This one was also in JHS 3. I think a lot of things happened while I was in junior high school. A lot of things happened while I was in junior high school. And this one gets, a little trickier. So we were in JHS 3. We were preparing to, write BET. And I think it was the first time, because we had a vacation, and we're going through some vacation class. And you know what, the thing with vacation class is that you go and then you pay a token daily. And it happened that I was keeping some of the money. Some of the money together with some other girl, and in some way, somehow, I ended up spending the money that was not mine. Take note, money that was not mine, money that was for my teacher, which he said, dude, hold on to it, okay, gather it. When your friends come, they'll give you the money, and when it's quite sizable and you bring it to me. I spent that money. Throw the first stone if you haven't done something like that, or if you haven't done worse. I bet you've done something like that. So yeah, I did that. And I come to the classes, and whenever the teacher asked for his money, I told him that the money was at home and I forgot to bring it. And he had gotten on for quite some time, and I think the teacher started becoming suspicious. Like, dude, it's just my money, just bring me my money, and you keep telling me that the money's at home. It doesn't make sense. And I understand, okay, it wasn't making sense. It isn't much money. It isn't much money to begin with, and so why would you forget money? You are coming to class and you forget my money. It doesn't make sense. But that was what I was telling him. And from my house to the class was not that far away. So at any moment in time, he could just, send me home to go bring the money. But he didn't do that. I think he was giving me a grace period that even if I had spent the money, I should refund it, because it wasn't much money. And so every day he would ask me, and then I would still give him the same old excuse. The money is at home. I promise I'll bring it tomorrow. He was very patient with me, until one day he also came to my house. Yeah, he also came to my house to get his money. And I think that particular day I didn't go to the class, because I just sort of knew that something like this was going to happen. Or maybe I did go to the class. I don't really remember, because it was a long time. But the teacher was coming to my house, and I think someone told me, I think it was my sister. My sister saw him, and so yeah, he has been seeing my sister, not like seeing her, like they've been meeting, they've been, no, too complicated. So he's been seeing my sister, around, and he gives my sister the message to give to me that he wants his money, and so I should give him his money. So that particular day when he was coming to the house, my sister saw him, and she was also coming home. So she just gave me a heads up that, oh dude, oh bro, your teacher is coming for his money, I think. Where is his money? And I was like, yeah, his money is around, I didn't tell my sister too that I had spent the money. So, you know what I did? Immediately I found out that teacher was coming after me, I ran. I guess I am the boy who ran. So I ran, and this time around it was during the day. So there's no, like, I had to go far away from the house. So I went away from the house, like I actually ran. By the time I had come back, he had gone, because he hid somewhere. This place is quite far away from the house, but I could still hear his callings. He was calling me, shouting my name. shouting my name, and my sister also joined. They were both shouting my name, and he was really angry. He was furious, you know. And I understand, and I'm not trying to defend my actions, but you know, they really called out, and some even came. You know, they were coming along the path which I ran, shouting my name, calling my name, but you know, I hid, and they couldn't find me. So he waited for some time, and I guess when he grew tired, he left. And he left. He was so angered, and I came to the house, and my sister was so disappointed in me, you know, asking me why I did something like that, and I was also disappointed in myself. But the deed was done. I spent the money. I couldn't refund it, and he was coming for it. What could I do? Face him, tell him I spent his money? I guess that would have been more honorable. But at that time, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. So I did what I knew best, and that was to run. Yeah, I know it's terrible. That has also been something that I feel ashamed of, and I feel like I failed. Like I can't be trusted with money. Well, the third experience, I think this one I was in class two, not in JHS. I was in class two, and we had just started learning division. You know, I was very bad at math. It was difficult for me to grasp the concept of division, to do divisions, it was difficult for me. And so we had just started learning division, and then one day before our first break, we were being taken through some exercises, and I could not understand anything that the teacher was teaching. You know, everyone else in the classroom got it. They were just answering the questions, and then everyone was smiling, and I was, sitting. I think I was sitting in the front, and I still could not get it, and I was so frustrated. And they rang the bell for first break, and I was schooling. I was in the same school with my siblings, and so we all ate together during break times, and so it was break time, and they came to the class, outside the class, waiting for me to come so that we eat. Everyone was hungry, and we just want to eat and go play and do normal school stuff. But then the teacher said that if I did not answer the questions, I would not be allowed to go out. Boy, it was something. So my siblings were waiting outside for me. I was inside struggling to answer the questions, and at a point, I think the teacher even got frustrated. She just wanted me to get it before I go, but I was not getting it. And so my siblings were outside, and they tried to help me. They were, they were showing me the answers with their fingers. They were showing me the answers, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. At the point, I don't know how I managed to get out of that class, but my siblings were showing me hands, numbers by their fingers, and I couldn't get it. I was not getting it. But finally, I got out. Maybe the teacher, I tired her out, and she also had stuff to do, not to pay attention to one boy who was not following the maths. So yeah, that happened, and I later became good in basic math and all of that. But that was also an experience that stuck with me. I still remember seeing the look on my brother and my sister's face when they were showing me the answers, and bro was not getting it. Like, oh, it was tough. It was a very embarrassing moment for me. It was very embarrassing.